Hey, everyone. It is Brian Strigler here from Strigler Photography. So, I had planned on doing this yesterday, but yesterday, basically, everything that could go wrong in life decided it was going to go wrong. Ended up, I don't know if I accomplished a single thing yesterday, I swear. I was going back and forth trying to fix little things, and, that's what happens. You try and fix stuff, and then nothing actually gets done. Anyway, so I was going to try and make this video yesterday. Had some issues with some technology. Tried to fix the technology again today, and I just decided I'm going to go without a camera today, and we'll just, you don't really need to see me anyway. So the technology is not that big of a deal. So you'll still be able to see what I'm talking about and hear me, and that's what really matters. Anyway, so I'm going to ramble on for a minute or two, see if anyone else hops on. Got a bridal show on Sunday. It's the second one this month. It's going to be crazy. This one's actually probably going to be easier for me than the last one. The last one I had to drive to Little Rock, and it was in the middle of the city, and there was no parking. This one is in an actual convention center, so it's not in a gigantic city, and there's a whole giant parking lot, so it's not going to be that bad. Excited I'm going to get to see some people I know, probably lots of people I know, and it's going to be wonderful. So if you are in the Springdale, Northwest Arkansas area, feel free to stop on Sunday, come by, say hello. Maybe I'll hook you up with something. You never know. Anyway, I think I've rambled on for 2 minutes now. We'll see if I need to go any longer. We are talking about bridal sessions. If you didn't watch the video I did a few days ago, it was just a bunch of lessons I learned from this past wedding. Things I kind of already knew, but I just wanted to emphasize again. And or at least a few of her problems could have been fixed if she had done a bridal session. Bridal sessions aren't super duper popular. It's not like an engagement session, which almost everyone does. I would say maybe 25 to 20% of my brides do a bridal session as well. And I don't know why the numbers are so low, because I think they're awesome, and I'm going to kind of explain why. And you may have already gotten this in an email, but I'm going to go through it and just, hopefully it's helpful. And I'm going to try my best to make it. I'm afraid to touch things. I'm going to try and pop this full screen, and hopefully it doesn't screw up anything. We'll see what happens. Okay, so if I go to this, and then I go to this. Okay, super duper. Let's jump all the way to the top, though. All right. So first of all, when I say bridal session, I want to make sure people understand. This is not taking photos on the day of the wedding. That is something I always do, but a bridal session is something completely different. And in my opinion, something very beneficial, and hopefully you'll at least consider it after listening to all this. So it's kind of like an engagement session in the fact that it is a shoot by itself. It can last anywhere from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. After 2.5 hours, people are tired, and I don't know. You've usually already gotten all the photos you need after that. You can travel to usually 1 to 2 locations. You're not changing outfits because you're wearing your wedding dress. You might have some different accessories or whatnot, but that's about it. So you can just kind of think of like an engagement session for yourself. So it's just like one of those shoots that you're just doing by yourself. Okay, so first reason, and I always love throwing this out there, first reason to do a bridal session is you get to wear your dress more than once. In my mind, it seems really silly. You pay so much money for a wedding dress, and then you only wear it on the day of, and then you pack it away, and it's stored away forever, and no one gets to see it. That just seems kind of silly in my mind. So might as well get some use out of it. Have some fun in it. Go out and do more than just the wedding day. So as far as what you might do with these photos, most of the time these photos are going to be printed off and used to display at the reception. Usually some kind of like a big canvas print is put somewhere of the bride. Sometimes smaller ones are kind of plastered around the place. Another thing that I've seen people do, and this doesn't always happen. This is usually if you're doing a first look, possibly. But I've seen people make like a little mini album from the bridal session, and it's kind of like a gift they give to the groom after they've done the first look. So they see each other, then he gets this, and he gets to see some of the cool photos. Sometimes people do that with boudoir as well, but I've also seen it with bridal sessions. Okay, so why not just do this on the day of the wedding? And a lot of people will say that, yeah, you'll get photos on the day of, but is it really the same thing? And my answer is no. You can get good photos of the bride on the wedding day, of course, but you can't do as much. So the first thing is you can travel to locations that you wouldn't be able to travel to on the day of the wedding. I mean, I have gone on hikes. I've climbed up on rocks. The photo on the screen is from what is it called? A place that sells plants. I don't know. I can't think of what it's called. So places that you would never go to on the actual wedding day, or you physically couldn't because it's too far away or whatever. So with a bridal shoot, you actually get to pick where you want to go. And you can go to some pretty cool places. And that's what I love about it. I mean, you might get to go to some really interesting places that no one would ever go to on a wedding day. There's also not the time constraints. So on a wedding day, you're going to be restricted to how much ever time you have to do something. And that can be very stressful. And just, the wedding day can be stressful by itself. So a bridal session doesn't have that problem. You're not really worried about time, and you're not really stressed out about things happening, because it's kind of just like another day, except you're in your dress. You can also have more people there to help you. I mean, I've had one of the last bridal sessions I did, they had like 5 people out there carrying stuff, helping with the dress, helping her climb up on a fence. And again, the wedding day, it's not going to be as easy because everyone's going to be really dressed up and they're going to be busy doing things. So it's not going to be as easy for them to help you as it would be if they're like in jeans and tennis shoes. And a big thing is you have control of the time of day that this is happening. So, I mean, your wedding day, you aren't going to be able to necessarily pick and choose. With a bridal session, if it looks gross, you can always cancel and reschedule, and you can decide exactly when you want to do it. So you have control of what the light looks like and things like that. So overall, it's just a lot easier than doing it on the day of the wedding, and you're going to get better pictures that way. Here's the bigger one that I will say. It is kind of a test run for the wedding day. And you don't want to go into your wedding day and then have something surprise you and then you be miserable and it not work. So a bridal session is kind of your way to test things out before the wedding day. So when you do a bridal session, you'll go get your hair done, you'll go get makeup done, and I've had brides before get their hair done and be like, I hate this. This is horrible. I am going to do something completely different. I've had one even decide to use a different person because of their experience. And think how miserable you'd be if that was the actual wedding day and how much you'd be freaking out. Here's the one that happened recently. You get to try out your shoes and wear them around and see if they tear up your feet and it's going to bleed and if you can't walk after 10 minutes. So like that last wedding, after 2 hours, the girl could not stand up because her shoes were killing her feet. So this is something you want to find out earlier and not on the wedding day. Same thing with the dress. Do you need to have it adjusted? Is it not fitting correctly? Can you even sit down in the wedding dress? Is it bunched up in a certain place? So all these things you will be able to test out and figure out by doing the bridal session. And I'm sure there's more things that I'm not thinking of, but it's better to find out then than to find out on the actual wedding day. All right, and I'm getting close to being done. So if you have comments or questions, make sure you mark them, and I will go and check as soon as I'm done with this last one. But feel free to throw stuff out, or just general thoughts would be great. So in general, what I would do is make sure you are doing this with plenty of time before the wedding. At least a month or two, I would say, maybe more. So first of all, you're going to want time to get the photos back and to get prints. And the bigger one, I would say, is you want to make sure you have time to get your dress cleaned or get it altered if you need to get it altered. And just in general, time to make those changes. Because if you find out something's wrong and then you don't have time to make the change, it's just going to make you more stressed and make you kind of more frustrated with everything, you know? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, have fun with it as well. I mean, if you're doing this bridal session, go do something interesting, go do something fun. I mean, if you have time for 2 locations, go for a normal location and then go do something kind of different or interesting. I mean, sometimes people will use the actual venue that they shoot at, which is perfectly fine, but you're going to get photos there on the wedding day, so why not go someplace different? Okay, I'm jumping off of here. Let's see if I can see if anyone has commented or said anything. I always have trouble finding those things. All right, I am not seeing anything. This is one of my shorter videos, but there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, if you guys have questions, if you have any concerns, feel free to reach out and I will hook you guys up with some information. Wait one more second. All right, I don't see anything. See you guys.